Hello everyone. I might be able to do another video today, but I'm going to put this one out real fast because I have to get ready for work. And I'm going to let y'all know, I'm going to do a video one time to tell you, all that I got going on, that I'm trying to get together. I have big, Father willing, big plans, Number one is His Word. And to let His Word be manifest through me, to those around me. I am in a position, and I know where I'm at. The Father has done this. I just have so much I want to speak on, but I see hundreds of people every day, and we have a ma and pa store. Once you walk into my store, that becomes your regular gas station. There's no more Speedway, no more, any of it. It's, and they're regulars, I built the store, Steve and myself. Well, there's a story to it, but we had no customers when we began, like 8-9 years ago, and one by one, and these are my friends. I mean, they come because they feel like they're, the mom and pa home neighborhood store, it's that store has helped me be where I am today, where I needed to be, to help prepare me. There's this Father is always working, and it's I'll share it with you sometime. But I all that I've wanted to do in my life, I always wanted to help. And because I was so weak before, and I had to go through my trial, and now I get to go back and do what I couldn't do all these years. All that I wanted to do to help others, to, to do what's right. I know that Father's going to make me able to do good things. I see a lot of people struggling. I see a lot of, we have a crack hotel right across from our store. And there's, you see young people, you see just, His Word is to heal, but you have to be established in His Word. You had to be made ready to be a vessel that can accomplish His will. It would take forever for me to say, I'll make a video one day, but I want to, I know the Father will make me able to do His will, show forth His glory, and to make good things happen in my neck of the woods, in my neighborhood. I'm a living testimony, and even, my walk, all that I've been through, all that I've done. It's this, that when I make it through, when He brings me through, I'm a witness. I am, to give what He has given to me to others that they can get through. I have no fear of tomorrow. I trust the Father today. I trust in His goodwill. And I'm not going to go, I could go on and on. All that I've held in my whole life, I want to speak it now. And I know I will. But anyway, I just wanted to share, sometimes I want to just share things that I haven't understood fully. But maybe, I know I will understand, in time. But maybe, visions and stuff, visions, dreams, things I don't fully understand. I know I will, but I'm going to share some things. Even the Audible voice. And I don't know if I've actually posted a video. About the Audible voice, I've heard twice. And, because like I said, I've made so many videos that I haven't posted. But I want to start with the dream vision. Did I ever post the one about the... Yeah, I think I did, about the jets. But there's one, like... I was like I said, I don't write nothing out. It's just stored in me. And some things I might have forgotten. But in this certain one, I was on it, and I'm not anywhere near an ocean here. It's been years since I've seen the ocean. I've only seen it like twice. Once in Florida, Daytona, and once in Hilton Head. Oh, hey, I'm almost done. I'm going to take a shower. I was going to call you. Okay, I got called away a minute. Steve caught me making another video. Y'all on that thing again? That's all you do. I just had to have a little conversation with him. And I'll share this with you too a little bit, why he's like he is. And, he's listened to me a little bit. That's a whole other story, though. I just want to tell a couple of things. This is, this vision, I don't know, there's so much. Over these years, I did not write these things, And so, I just took it in. And now it's like, as I come to more and more understanding, or I hear someone say something, and then, any way that I come about that understanding, that moment that it hits, that reminds me of something else. It reminds me of something I didn't understand before. I guess I'm at this point where I think it really hit this weekend. It was just, so much was clear to me. It's just, the things I know, but it was in part, and then it's just like, boom, it hit, and I'm like, I see. But I haven't had understanding of this yet. And another thing I want to say, this year's, it was so hard to find anyone. That's why I kept going through phases where I turn off all channels. I just would not watch videos, because the world speaks many things. And all the conspiracy, and I indeed see conspiracy, all through it. And I'm being led to understand these things. But, I didn't want the world, what was I going to say? I wanted to, when I hear all these conspiracies and see all this, and, people preaching doctrines and things, and, I saw what's right and true. I saw His kingdom. I thought, I want to know how the Father sees it. Then I will look at the things in the world. And now 3 years later, understanding the Father's will and word, now I can begin to look and see where these things in the world, what they truly mean. But I'm all filled up, believe me. Oh, I've waited long. But one vision, I guess I don't know if I was above or standing on the looking out at the ocean. And I saw 3 circles. I believe it was 3. How was that? Let me see here. It's just 3 circles, and I can't remember exactly the width of them, and if there is one in the middle. I don't know if the middle one was here. I just know it was 3 circles, and it was like, etched in the sand, and the wave would come. I don't know if I ever saw it whole, but the wave would come, and each time it would draw back, it would take it away. And the wave would come again, get closer to land, and then it would take it away. And I can't remember how far, but I knew that it was going to come wash it all away. And that's all that I remember on that. Even if there was more, I don't recall right now. Maybe, and sometimes in dreams or visions, sometimes when I get an understanding, it will trigger a memory of a vision or dream. So I don't know if there's more. That's one thing I remember seeing. And I want to tell you about 2 times I've heard an audible voice. And I don't understand this. But once, and I'm going to try to say the words, because I did write them. One time I wrote it in one of my notebooks, and another time I wrote it on my tablet, on my notepad on my tablet, but I had to, I think someone gave me a virus or something. It was, for some reason, my stuff messed up, and I had to delete everything off of it. And so I lost it. So I'm going to, the first time, which one was the first time? The first time I was sleeping in the spare room. I like taking naps. It seemed like in this room, the bed is so comfortable. We got a new mattress in there, and I like the old one better. It's the most comfortable bed. And, but I was taking a nap in the spare room, and I get dream. It seems like I dream, and I always feel so good when I wake up in there. Maybe it's the comfortable bed. I don't know. But, and I realized, I began to realize you always, dream when you're in this room. So I started taking my daily naps in that room. Although I don't get daily naps now, but one time I had woken up, I slept in a little hour nap, just a nap, and I woke up, and I heard the voice as soon as I woke. And which one was that? It was, okay, let me try to remember exactly how I said it. Okay. All things that were made, all things that were created or made, all things that were made were created by things that are not seen, yet no eye can see the eye of He that created all things. Something like that. All things, or maybe it was all things that are seen were created by things that are not seen. It was either all things that are seen or created, or all things that, all things that are seen are created by things that are not seen. But I do remember the last part perfectly. It was, though no eye can see the eye of He that created all things. And, I know I didn't say that perfectly, like I said. That's the one I wrote in a notebook. I might be able to find that exact word somewhere, but hardly. I got notebooks, just scratches, just messes. And when it was as soon as I woke up, I heard the voice spoke the words, and I had peace, though. There was total peace in the room. That I could, the voice came, I could tell it was coming from the end of my bed, but it was in the room. And the whole room, I felt no fear. It was just total peace. And that voice was a male voice. It was a male voice, and it was soft and just sure, and it was a beautiful voice. So, and another time, and I believe it was the same voice, I was sleeping in the other room, my bedroom, and it began when I was just waking, like it was being spoken in my sleep, but as I woke, the voice was still with me, continuing the speech. So maybe I just heard it, as I was sleeping, and then I woke to the voice, and I heard it. And that time, and it was the same, there was no fear, the peace, and I'm, right now I'm pretty positive that was the same voice, that I knew it was the same voice. I know it was the same voice, but it was male. And what did he say that time? Did you not know? And I don't know if it was 1,600 or 16,000. I'm beginning to think it was 1,600. I just remember the 16. And said, did you not know that only 1,600 years ago, the written language was thought impossible? It was either, did you not know that only 1,600 years ago, the written language was thought to be impossible? And as I've thought on that here recently, because that's the one that got deleted from my tablet, I was pretty sure it was, in my memory that it was written language thought to be impossible. But I thought, could it be written word that I heard? The written word was thought to be impossible? Because that would make more sense. Written language thought to be impossible didn't. But when I thought of it here not long ago, my understanding, how I know now that the testimony could not be written, not in fullness. The account can be written, but not the fullness of the testimony and the meaning. That is spirit. It is too big. But so it would make more sense that it was said, did you not know that only 1,600 years ago the written word was thought to be impossible? But I remember when I heard this, I thought to me impossible, and just all these flood of thoughts, writing, calligraphy, the beauty of writing. And when I thought of calligraphy and I thought of cursive writing, I thought there's mathematics to it. How awesome is, the cursive letter, and how they all fit perfectly together. I thought, all these thoughts come, and that's when I was, I had all these thoughts, and I went and I looked up hieroglyphs. I was looking at different things, on writing, and there was so much. Just in that first few minutes of study, as I was studying this, so much was coming, and I knew how big then what, His Word and what I'm called to do, and what's being shown to me. I knew how, and that's when I know I was led to the Greek, because I was looking at how ancient Egyptian writing and hieroglyphs, all that had been changed. So much had been changed in each language. And I think that is for the confusion. That's where much of the confusion come, and maybe it was done on purpose. I don't know. But, that somehow, there's so much. And that's, at that point I had only started, studying the scripture again on Bible Hub, but I was only going to look at a few words here and there. Where I saw so much more in the understanding of these words in scripture, but it was after that I realized more and more the carnal understanding in the written letter and how it was translated, that I started going straight to the Greek. Just seeing, I could no longer trust the written letter. And it's just so much. There's so, this is all a process. This is all the working, and, it's so hard to explain things from what I see now to, from where I was, and how the process I came through to understanding. It's a great working. But if anyone has anything, I'm sure that there's a few. And I know Shannon she does those word studies. And I knew, though, that it would be, like Shannon you more stick to the word studies. Every little word you can sit there and study for, hours, just a word or two, I just wanted to share those couple of things. Let me think if I can think. And if anyone has anything to add, on either the waves washing away, and what was those, I thought times, was it times? Like years or something, or I don't know if anyone can share or add. So the one voice was talking about things that are seen or created by things that are not, do not appear. I wish I could remember the exact words. And though no eye can see, the eye of He that created all things. And then the word being impossible to write until only 1,600 or 1,000 years ago, but I think it probably meant 100. And now, because now with more of what I know, I'm thinking maybe it has something to do with them trying to write His testimony in translation, you know. I know I will understand in time, so we all will. All who seek to understand and open themselves to understanding. You know, the world has closed us off. And all that the world speaks, you know, the doctrine that the world speaks is carnal. And there's just so much, all this carnal understanding and what people see and believe. There is a spirit testimony, you know, underneath it all that few have heard. And, you know, it is the carnal that keeps people from finding. Few there be that find it. So, I have so much to say, and I'm going to explain how, you know, how this happened and how it works and how, you know, see, we experience the testimony. We have lived the things in the scriptures. It's because, you know, Christ is one, the Spirit is one. So those who share, they will experience these same things. And that's how we're taught. It just, you know, it is so great what the Father has done. And most out there who are teaching on YouTube are missing the mark. They're missing the point. They teach things that are not spirit. You know, they put set ideas and carnal understanding on things that are of spirit, or things that are meant to be understood in spirit. I have much more to say. I'll put out, you know, little by little what I can. You know, I know, as I said before, it will work, just as it has worked in us who has learned Scripture by Scripture. As the world, those who out there will hear. You know, see, the Father fills you with truth, fills you with understanding, little by little. And as the more and more you learn, the more and more you're able to grasp and see, you know. This is the working that will take place in all who hear. So, again, I always say I hope something made sense. You know, things are hard to speak. Because there was so much to bring us into the understanding that we now have. And to speak it plainly is... it wasn't that simple to receive it. To get to the point where we're at, where we can speak it plainly. So, let me think for a second. Make sure there's not something else I want to say before I end this video. I'll just say this one last thing. See, some of the understanding that I've now received, and you know, some things I understand in fullness, but some things, you know, I have a taste, I understand, but I need confirmation, and I need greater understanding before I speak them, because some things are very hard for, if I was to speak them without, you know, only the minds that are prepared, you know, at that point to hear it, Because some things are really, really hard. Even for me to come to fullness of, understanding and accepting. Some things are harder to accept. Because, there's certain scriptures where people have this carnal idea. There's a certain couple that's, a couple of them that I see what is truly happening and being spoken, and it's nothing at all what the carnal mind sees. And some things I'm not ready to speak yet. So, a certain thing about the road to Emmaus, I was just given a couple of days ago, and I won't speak in part, so I shouldn't even say anything right now. What's really happening there, and who's on the road. But I have to come to full understanding of this. Unless someone out there already has, and you can, feel free to email me and, see if we have the same understanding. So, again, I hope something made sense. All things are in the Father's hand. He knows well what He was doing and is doing. And He's revealing His Word and His understanding. He's revealing His Spirit. He's revealing all things to His children as they can receive. We're each, He's training up His children. And that it is happening. In that day you will know I and thee and thou and me and I, all that's happening. We will manifest, we will show you plainly the Father. That is what's taking place in myself and others who are prepared. We know that His Word is true. And man's word is carnal. And man is very limited. And we know how awesome our Father is. And how good He is. And we're here to share and to show forth what He's given to us. So, I hope to be back soon. And I hope to catch up on some of your videos, a few of you out there. And I might start doing that too, like so many things when I've seen certain, speaking on things. I might just start, keeping notes and replying. Because sometimes when I do and I comment on a video, I end up leaving 10 comments, and I'm sure people sometimes get tired of seeing so many comments. It's like, why don't I just write a video? So if I take notes, then I can just start giving my account in, of agreement with things that is being spoken by others. So, I love you all. Many, many blessings to you.